I am assuming that you are not anything like me in that you can keep things neat and tidy. I struggle a lot. However, it's a funny thing when that motivation kicks in. So I've got my new tools. You've seen the Audi air compressor, and I've consequently inflated all the tyres in my motorcycle, the van, all the bikes, they've all got inflated tyres. I've got my cheap Bunnings blower. But also, a couple of nights ago, I went on a bit of a rampage on eBay and bought some stuff. Surprisingly, one of them's turned up. I'm so excited. So what the plan is, I want to tidy up my garage so I've got a good space to work in. After all of these years of fixing stuff on this bench and just sort of, you go like this and you get a clear space. So while my foot's in its boot and I'm not really working, I'm doing a few photography jobs, but I'm not doing anything much for the next 3 weeks. My intention is to get all that stuff out of there and put it somewhere else, and the somewhere else is in a lean-to shed that I made out the back. That's even worse. I want to put these workbenches against that wall over there. The bike's down where the toolbox is. I'm going to put the toolbox on the other side there, and I'm going to put all that stuff out there. Hopefully it makes some sort of difference. Well, that's the plan anyway. Knowing me though, I'm going to get halfway through it. I'm going to get sidetracked, and it's just going to stay like that for a very long time, if not another 10 years. Let's see how it goes. In 2003, I was in New York City with the circus. One of the people from the Muppets, from the Jim Henson Company, came and saw the circus, loved it. They invited us all to go for a tour of the office in the Upper East Side. And I was the only one that said, hell yeah. And so I went there and had a personalised tour of the Jim Henson office, corporate headquarters, whatever you like to call it. And it was just amazing. And one of the things they gave me was this book, Jim Henson's Designs and Doodles. So cool. There's another book I got as well. I also got this book, and I also got a shirt with Gonzo on it saying Chick Magnet with Camilla and 3 other chooks following Gonzo. They also gave me a Camilla, she's missing a foot, and there is a Gonzo somewhere, but I can't find him. He'll turn up, I know he'll turn up, I'm not worried. But here's Camilla. These are all pretty special. I got these white tyres for a job for a kid's birthday party, and it was at some play centre and didn't want me to ride because I'd leave scuff marks. So I said, look, I'll get some white tyres, no scuff marks. So I got these tyres. They're 100 PSI, they're Odyssey Aitken. However, they're 2.25s, and when you pump them up to 100 PSI, they're like 4 inches wide, so they didn't fit in my bike. So I've still got them. I'd love to ride with white tyres, but I didn't have the heart to throw these away because I don't use them. This is the frame when a Proton something or other. I got it as a complete bike when my bike got nicked, purely because it had the shortest top tube, and I think it's like 21 and a half. It did what it needed to do. Somewhere in the truck, I think somewhere over in the US, got a big dint here. This is my friend's unicycle that I borrowed. Hi, I'm YouTubing. I borrowed this unicycle from a friend that used to live in Melbourne, but she went a bit mad. So it's here. I used it for a job once. These are the plasterer's stilts. And if you're gonna use stilts, I just plasterer's stilts all the way. You can stand still, you're up there, you can rest, you can stand still. On the other stilts, on these stilts, where you just have a one bit, you've got to keep moving in order to keep your balance, and after a while it just gets monotonous and tedious. And plaster of stilts all the way, and you can adjust the height of the plaster of stilts, so I recommend these ones. And if you've never stilt walked before, it's easy. You walk. You want to keep your knees up when you walk. It can be quite easy to catch your foot on something, so you keep your knees up, learn to fall off the stilts, always wear knee pads, and it's easy, so easy. The costumes, on the other hand, take a bit of work. So get good costumes. That's it. These are my two favourite soft lighting modifiers for my photography. These are massive, they're big, long, narrow, soft boxes. So they probably stand about this tall and about this wide. This is my skateboard that I've had since about 1994, 1995. It's got their Grind King truck, so the kingpin is a Allen key nut, and so are the axle thingies, and the whole axle moves around inside the truck. So I think they're quite good. The deck, I hated the artwork that was on the deck, hated it, so I'm glad you can't see it anymore. Good golly. I've got this space nice and tidy now. I've still got to move the bookshelves. The biggest thing will be now to get this over there.